Hello, I'm Michael Smith. I'm the proud principal of Gosford High School. Today we're talking about what makes Gosford High School special and a great place to learn for students, a great place for teachers to work, and the philosophies and some of the programs that we have on offer, to make Gosford High School able to support all of the interests of our students. As you would know, Gosford High School is an academically selective school, but that doesn't mean our pure focus is on academic results. All of our programs are designed around wellbeing, diversity, and supporting all of the individual needs of the students in our school. Excellence through diversity and opportunity is one of our key vision statements, and through this we can see in our school a variety of teams, clubs, extracurricular activities, all designed to make every student have a sense of belonging when they become part of the Gosford High School community. The purpose of our videos that we're releasing at the moment is to inform parents and students about the assessment policy, the wellbeing supports that are available, and to ensure that all students enjoy their journey as they travel from Year 7 right through to Year 12 and onwards in their post-school destinations. Gosford High School at each point in time for a student offers a variety of different opportunities, and those opportunities can then develop into career pathways, elective choices, or even just opportunities to represent the school in extracurricular activities. I think one of the most exciting things about Gosford High School, when I first joined here as principal in 2019, was just understanding how important the student voice and the impact that they had on leading the school, but also leading the student body and making sure the student body felt supported, connected, and had a sense of identity with Gosford High School. We have students that travel to Gosford High School from Sydney, from Lower Lake Macquarie, all around the Central Coast, making our geographic location and the diversity in our school something very unique, but something very special. I really do hope that you find all of the information that we're presenting through these videos helpful and useful. Don't forget to check our Facebook site, our website, or our Instagram page for a lot more information about Gosford High School. Look forward to seeing you in the future.
Hello parents and caregivers of Year 9 students, Gosford High School 2021. My name is Shani Klempert and I'm the Deputy Principal of Year 9, and this presentation will outline the assessment rules and procedures for you and your children. It will discuss how to unpack assessment tasks to support your child at school, how to plan for success, and explain our merit award system and student acknowledgement at Gosford High School. This assessment policy and schedules was distributed to the Year 9 students digitally via their Google Classroom platform earlier this term. It has also been explained at year meetings to them how it works and their responsibilities around assessment and procedures. It's also been emailed to parents and caregivers and located on the parent portal around the middle of the term. In the booklet, there are rules and procedures that we are bound to by NESA to comply to all curriculum and assessment procedures. If you would like to resource this further, you can look at the website on there, our NESA website, and have a read through the information for you and your child. There are some responsibilities going into Stage 5 at Gosford High School. It involves all students meeting course and school requirements, including attendance at classes. Students who miss class or school are missing vital program instruction towards achieving their potential outcomes. It's also the students' responsibility to apply themselves with diligence and sustained effort to the set work and experiences provided in each course. So that means working in a motivated way in the classroom and embracing all of the lesson content that the teachers are providing. It's the students' responsibility also to be aware of the following assessment requirements and procedures that I'm going to explain in more detail. It's really important that students demonstrate a proactive approach towards their schooling and assessment tasks, and regularly communicate with staff if they are having any challenges or issues that's impacting on them not accessing the work or completing it in time. This early communication with staff means that the teachers can support your children prior to the task being submitted. Every subject that your child undertakes has an assessment schedule for the year. Your children have just started their Year 9 electives, the 3 electives for Year 9, and they seem quite excited about that. The schedules for all of the courses are located in the Year 9 assessment booklet, and look at these schedules together with your child so that they can organise themselves to prepare and submit assessment tasks to their potential. I will unpack an assessment schedule in a moment. The children will also receive an assessment task notification. These are the official assessment tasks that are given out to the students in class time at least 2 weeks prior to the published time frame in the booklet. Assessment task notifications outline the specific requirements of each assessment task. Additionally, these assessment task notifications will be uploaded to the parent portal so you can also reference the task. This is an example of an assessment schedule. In this instance, it's the English Year 9 assessment schedule. So there is an English, mathematics, science, etc., all of the subjects that your child does, an assessment schedule for. In this particular assessment schedule, you'll see that there are 4 tasks across the year, 4 assessment tasks. The nature of the task is also different, so that each child can access content equally and provide a variety in the course. The week that the task is due is also published there, and there we will be referencing the weeks later for planning. The outcomes assessed, that means the outcomes from the syllabus content and what outcomes are being assessed in each task. And of course down the bottom there, how the weighting of each task. In this instance, each assessment task is worth 25%, with the total of 100 being the final year's assessment mark. This is what an assessment task notification looks like. It's the actual task. Up the top of the task is the summarised version of what was just on the assessment schedule, including the date that the task is due. Underneath that are the outcomes from the course. That's the outcomes from the syllabus that were on the assessment schedule. However, this time all of the outcome has been provided for the student and yourself and the teacher to refer to the task and what outcome is being assessed in the task. In the middle of the page is the description of the actual task and what the student is required to do in submitting this work. Underneath that, there are some preparation statements to say to the student what will be done in class, what they need to do outside of class, and how they will be assessed on the outcome. What do they need to do in this task to assess the outcomes above on the page notification. And on the back of the assessment task notification is some marking criteria or rubric, and you will notice in each question from the bottom to the top the response gets more sophisticated, the language gets more sophisticated as we go to the upper marks there. So the teachers will be having conversations with the students in class as to how they could achieve the next box up in the criteria and what an A looks like. I have attached blank copies of these pages onto the parent portal for you to print off at your leisure so that you can use these to assist your child plan for success. On the left hand side you'll see that that is a weekly planner for a student who is planning for an English and a Maths and Modern History assessment, also Japanese. Keep in mind that your children may be at working part-time in Year 9. They start to get some jobs, so there would be some work in there. They would be making time for dinner, they would be making time for sport or music or cultural events, or and dinner is very important, to have a regular dinner time and spend time with family. On the right hand side you can see that that's a term assessment planner, so you could use that to look at the assessment schedules in the assessment booklet and plot the assessment tasks in the weeks that they are due on the term planner, so that your child has an overall picture of the term, what it's looking like for them, and how they can plan toward their assessment goals. If your child is absent due to illness on the day of an assessment task, please notify the school office before the start of that school day, or as soon as you can. You will need to provide a medical certificate and complete some information that I'll talk to you on the next slide about. If you know that your child's going to be absent prior to an assessment task or on the day of an assessment task for a specialist appointment or a sporting commitment, etc., please follow the Misadventure process that I will talk you through in a moment. The process instructions in the form are in the back of the assessment booklet. And this allows the deputy principal and the head teacher of that faculty to negotiate the most appropriate time for your child to do their assessment task on the first day back at school. Students that submit assessment tasks late without following or adhering to our policy receive a 0 mark. This process ensures that all assessment tasks are equitable and fair for all students, and it also reinforces that if anybody is having any challenges in completing or accessing work prior to the assessment date, to contact a teacher, head teacher, or the deputy principal as soon as possible. In the back of the assessment booklet, there's also a flowchart that can visually walk you through the information that I've just unpacked. Most importantly, up the top there is a phone call. Notify the deputy on the day that the child is not at school. Follow the assessment task appeal application that I'm just about to show you. Attach any supporting evidence, for example, a medical certificate or a representative sporting form, whatever the case may be, and then be prepared to sit the assessment task upon your return to school. Technology is not a reason for an assessment task to be submitted late or not submitted at all. There are very many ways right now that we can use storage or backup through various ways on the slide there, but it is not an excuse for submitting an assessment task late. So please be aware of that, and a student will be awarded a 0 if that's the case, if they haven't seen a teacher beforehand with any technology issues or put it in late. This is an assessment task appeal application for illness misadventure. On the back of this page on the left-hand side is the flowchart and the order of events in which you complete this form. This is the form that's given to the deputy principal to negotiate the new day and say why that you couldn't be at school that day, whether it's illness or whatever the case may be, an emergency in the family, etc. And the principal and the head teacher, the deputy principal and the head teacher negotiate if that's going to be upheld or approved, whether or not the student's assessment task will be reviewed at a later date to see if that's affected their assessment mark, or whether or not the student has not done the right thing, and in which case that task would be declined and they would be awarded a 0 mark. That form comes in as soon as possible to the deputy principal completed. Moving on now to awards and merit systems at Gosford High School. On the left-hand side is our merit award system. We have merits awarded to students in the classroom for classwork, improvement, application, etc. And those merits are awarded digitally on the central software. Parents and students can see the merit accumulation points on their portals, and when they reach a particular point in the table there, they receive a merit award, a year advisor award, etc. at year meetings, which happen twice a term. If we go further up to the Deputy Principal and Principal Award, they are a lot more significant, being 80 and 160 points respectively. Those awards are presented at more formal functions like the Principal's Morning Tea and or end-of-year presentation ceremonies. We also encourage students to participate in house games where they receive a merit towards themselves and towards their house, and that is our current house point score at the moment. We also have introduced faculty awards across all KLAs each semester. So there will be a Kappa awards, there will be English, science, mathematics, etc. And these awards are allocated from the classroom teacher on application within the classroom, not necessarily achievement, but consistent workers in the classroom always doing the right thing. And these awards are posted home to parents in the mail, and students can use these awards as part of their portfolios. Just a reminder about phones at school. They are to be turned off and or on silent and in their bags during lessons. And if you need to contact your child urgently, you can ring the front office because your children will hopefully have their phones in their bags, so that if they hear it ringing and you've rung them through the lesson time, they don't get into trouble for picking up their phone in class. And it's also a reminder that children need a good night's sleep, so just be mindful of where their technology is through the night time. Is there still a computer in their bedroom, just so that their brain can get some really good rest. And we would really love your support with this pressing issue in society at the pressing time. If you would like to if you would like to view all of the events at Gosford High School, like our Facebook page, and all of our events, achievements, celebrations are on that page. The students have been encouraged by the senior leadership team to follow the school Instagram page, where there are podcasts weekly done by the school leaders expressing what events are coming up that week. Year 9's Google Classroom code is displayed on the screen there, and their Google Classroom is used for communicating with the year advisor, myself, and any events that are coming up through the school. Lots of wellbeing initiatives at the school. I've mentioned some of those, but try and encourage your child to be involved. And it really is a team effort. Elevate Study Skills will happen for your children in Year 9. In Term 2. If you have any parent portal issues, could you please contact Brian Jackson? His email is on the screen there. He's our head teacher technology at Gosford High School. And these are the main people in your child's lives this year at Gosford High School. Please call and ask for us.
Hi, my name is Mr. Howard and I'm the Head Teacher Welfare at Gosford High School. I'm just going to talk a little bit about the services and supports from the Welfare and Learning Support faculty. Obviously, your child is at the centre of everything we do. We want to make sure that they come to school feeling safe and happy, and they know where to get support should they need them. We have lots of supports in place here. Obviously, every year group has a year advisor, and then there's also a school counsellor here every day. There's myself as the Head Teacher Welfare, but obviously their class teachers are sources of support for them as well. They can ask them about work and how to prepare for assessments and all those kinds of things as well. But in terms of if they have any additional needs, then there's lots of people around who will be there to support them on their journey through high school in year 8, 9 and 10. With regards to learning support, we do help students with additional needs or disability, but there are other kind of general things that we do with students which we find are really helpful. We use a study skills provider called Elevate, who comes in and speaks and works with every year group to help them with generic study skills, which will assist them with their classwork, their homework and their assessment tasks. With regards to this, one of the best ways that parents can support their child and the best ways that a school can work collaboratively with students and parents is through generating and helping them with those study skills as well. So while they learn about how to plan their work and how to prioritise and time management here at school, if you could assist us in those things as well, that would be wonderful. There are lots of resources out there online. As I said, Elevate actually provides a lot of wonderful resources to help parents, and they do parent webinars as well. But we find when parents are engaged and interested and know what's going on in terms of when tasks are due, it really helps us at school because we're all working together. The parent portal is really great at that too. All assessment tasks are uploaded onto the parent portal, so you can find out when your child has something due and what that task actually involves. And then, as I said, there are lots of ways that you can help in terms of time management. Study timetables and study planners are really great as well. And we find that if students obviously are organised, if they have prioritised, and they are up to date with everything, that alleviates their stress and anxiety to no end. And that way we know that we're doing everything that we can to support the young people here at school. If you need any more information about that, please don't hesitate to contact the school, and they'll put you in touch with somebody in our wellbeing team. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Mr. Abra. I've been asked to say a few things about my Year 9 group. As Year Advisor of the current Year 9 cohort, I've been really proud to see all the good work they're doing inside the classroom, but also beyond the classroom. Our year group have been involved in a lot of things. I've been calling 2021 the Year of Opportunity, and they've certainly taken that on board. I've been so pleased with our SRC members from last year that have been still working hard at the beginning of this year. That's Ria, JD, Amelia, Tom Aubrey, Andrew and Will Brooker. And they've been running assemblies. We've also got a media team that's been led by Leanne, and we've had a lot of new members involved in that, which has been nice. Developing the newsletter, that's been great to see that continue on in 2021. And we're going to have more people involved in new SRC group that'll be elected. There'll also be other opportunities with what's called the ELF team, just to volunteer and help out around the school. We've got people working in canteen as canteen helpers. We've got people helping out in various roles. We've had a lot of Year 9s participate in the band and also the musical that took place. Oliver, a bit late, but finally got there, and they did a great job with that. We've got people also participating in sports, in clubs all around the school. Just beyond that classroom, there's so many opportunities, and I really want everyone to be involved in something that they're interested in. And that's something we're going to be pushing as well in Term 2. So Mrs. Stockwell is our Assistant Year Advisor from this point on, and she's been getting to know the students really well also. And so in Term 2, want lots of students involved in things. Also, we're going to push for what's called a Tech-Free Tuesday. That means no devices out in the playground. Most of our students in the playground are doing things like socialising, playing sports and things like that at lunchtimes. But particularly on Tuesday, we want to make sure everyone's off their devices. So that's something that's been pushed by our school leaders, and also we're going to push that in our Year 9 group in Term 2. So it's really exciting, looking forward to Term 2. Really impressed with all of the students supporting one another in their friendship groups. Year 9, it's an important year. It's also a year where students can face various different trials and things like that, and the fact that they've got their supportive friends is very important. And if they need any help, please come to me, Mr. Abra, or Mrs. Stockwell in PE. Thanks.